Whether you're meditating to music or whether you're meditating to a mantra, or I should say whether you're using a mantra or using music or using breath or whatever you're using to focus on, it's really all the same process. A process of thought disruption. We are attempting to simply disrupt the thought patterns that normally occur, which are the veil. They are the filter that gets in the way of having a direct experience with life. Life could be your experience, or life could be the wellspring of life within. So we can have an experience of an external nature, whether it's an experience that we perceive through the senses, such as looking out into a beautiful vista, or observing nature, or perhaps listening to the sounds of nature, whether it be bird song or crickets or what have you. Or we could dive deep into the inner dimensions of our being, which would give us a very different experience, perhaps not as common. But whatever experience you're having, the goal of meditation is to transcend experience entirely, because when you have an experience, there has to be an accompanying experiencer. You have the experience, and then you have the experiencer. As long as there is this subject-object orientation, there will always be duality, and there will always be separation. Therefore, there will always be seeking. And it is through seeking that we are unhappy. We're constantly seeking something to satisfy us. We're constantly seeking happiness. We're constantly seeking experience. We're constantly seeking someone or something to fulfill us, to make us happy, to fill that void. And it seems to me meditation is the only way out. Because unless we're able to transcend the perceiver, transcend the subject, transcend the experiencer, there will always be a search. There will always be a seeking for that which fulfills us. And it never fulfills. It never satisfies. Maybe temporarily we get a certain pleasure or satisfaction that fades with time. It's like when you crave a bowl of ice cream and you go out and you have that bowl of ice cream and ooh, it's so exciting, I'm gonna get that bowl of ice cream. Yes! And then we get that bowl of ice cream, then we eat it and we love it. It tastes great. And then it's over. And what do we want? We want another bowl. Another bowl of ice cream. We'll do it, right? And another and another? Yeah. Well, we soon find out that these fleeting moments of pleasure are ones that will satiate. They will overwhelm. They will overwhelm the senses to the point where the senses kind of go, I've had enough. I'm tired. I can't produce the same levels of oxytocin and dopamine and norepinephrine and noradrenaline or whatever chemicals that we're all riding on from the seeking of sensual pleasures. And this could run the gamut. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, food, television. Whenever we're indulging in the senses, whenever we're seeking an experience, there will come a point of satiation, where it just becomes where we get burnt out. And we're all on this cycle of seeking pleasure, seeking happiness. And so we discover something like meditation. And again, we're seeking something to fulfill that gap, to fulfill that void. Now, meditation is probably our only hope. It's probably our best bet. Because, yes, we are initially seeking something to fulfill ourselves with, but even that has a limit. Even that will reach a limit to the point where the wisdom will tell us, and the wise masters of old will tell us, that there's nothing to be sought. Happiness is already who and what we are. But wise master, this is not my experience. That is because there's a separation between you and happiness. The real and true process of meditation, what it can afford us, is the transcendence of the separation between you and happiness. The idea is that happiness isn't too far away, but we keep thinking it is. And it's the thoughts that think that create the separation from the merging and joining of the separate self with that which is true happiness. True happiness is not an experience. It is our essence. It's the core of our being. It's our heart. And this isn't just a lot of words. This isn't just a lot of fluff. Although it may sound like that, many of us are not truly happy because we seek happiness through an experience. We seek happiness through a seeking of something else besides what is already perfect, present, eternal. And the only way to get to that is to get rid of what separates. And the separating factor is the idea of an identity, the idea of our position as a perceiver, as a person who has a point of view. I am looking out of my body through the eyes. I am listening through the senses, tasting. All of these things will always formulate a subject-object, dualistic, never-ending chase of the dog's tail until we realize that we are the dog chasing its tail. And what's dog spelled backwards, dude? So we have to slowly refine our being until we can disappear. So the idea behind the meditation practice, the esoteric idea, the true sacrifice, the real process of surrender is one of surrendering the separate self. The idea of the identity of I am this name, I am this perceiver experiencing something. Until that duality has come to a resolution in a single point of non-being, non-doing, we will always be caught up in the act of seeking happiness. And this is a fruitless endeavor which will go on for eternity if we want it to. And notice the one thing that we dangle out in front of ourselves like a carrot is the one thing that we could probably never get. Because it keeps the search going perpetually, eternally, forever. Because without the search, without the seeking, there's no hope. There's no dream. For many, there's no life. So death is an option. The metaphorical death of the ego, the death of the separate self. Meditation is a dying process. It's a letting go. We have to let go in order to, well, find out what happens next. And in that, the only way is to let go. So let's let go into the music. And we'll use the music as a means to an end. The end of ourselves. That's the best hope I can give you, my friend. It's the most honest thing I can tell you. And with that, said, let us say no more. For the first song or two, we're just settling down, positioning ourselves for release. We wanted to focus on the music and forget yourself. back to the body, back to work, or back to play. Well, whatever happens, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, my friends, for joining me in another meditation. We'll see you in the next one.